Hello friends, I am outside the library. Let me show you where I am. I'm in that hallway right in front of the library. I wanted to show you these pictures just to make sure that you understand what is going on here. When you read 50,000 words, that's in AR, you've taken tests on books that total up to 50,000 words, I will hang your picture down below the 50,000. Then when you move up and you have read 100,000 words, I move your picture up to this area. And then when you move on up to 250,000, we have some students there. And as students read more, we have more categories. We have a 500,000, 750,000, and a 1 million word category. Hopefully by the end of the year we will have some students in that 1 million word category. Now I want to show you what I've added to my bulletin board out here. I've hung something up and it is about the third 9 weeks challenge, third 9 weeks AR challenge. Here's my board. This challenge will end on March the 10th. For kindergarten, they need to read 10 picture books with 70% accuracy. First grade needs to read 20 picture books or 10 chapter books with 80% accuracy. 2 picture books does equal 1 chapter book, so you can do a combo, and I'll talk to you about that. It can be some picture and some chapter, just as long as it equals the amount that you need. Second grade, they need to read 30 picture books or 15 chapter books with 85% accuracy. There again, 2 picture books equals 1 chapter book. I want to take you into the library. So you're just going to walk with me. It may be a little bit bumpy, but that's okay. I want to show you around the library and show you where you can find chapter books. And since we've been talking about biographies, I also want to show you where those books are, the books about, the real true books about people. First, I want to show you where the chapter books are. If you're in the library, the chapter books are on these 2 shelves, and that's all. That's where our chapter books are shelved. Now, I've told first graders that you can't check these out yet, and yet we have chapter books on your challenge. I will get with your teachers, and if they say that it's okay for you to have a chapter book, then you can. Otherwise, it's okay. You don't have to read chapter books. You can do your challenge. You can meet your challenge with all picture books. Let's move in a little closer and let me show you a few things. Another way you can know what a chapter book is on the spine let me point to it right here on this sticker that's on the spine. The top line has an F. Any book that is a chapter book, that top row has an F on it. Let me show you these that are standing up. These are all chapter books. There's an F. And that F just stands for fiction. F, F, F. All on the shelves, there's Fs on that typed up sticker that I've put on there. F, F, F. F stands for fiction. Another question that I have sometimes is, how do I know if a book has an AR test? Here's how you know. Since we're working on an AR challenge, I'll go back to this sticker in a minute, but this yellow sticker with a colored dot, what that tells me is there is an AR test. Yes, the dots are different colors for the different reading levels, but if it has the yellow with the dot color, there is an AR test. So all of these are. Not every book in the library has an AR test. Look at this one. There's no yellow sticker, no colored dot. There is no AR test for this book. And when I look on the inside, it says no AR test. Now, let's look here. Let me show you where I am so you can see the big picture. I'm in the middle of the library now where all these diagonal shelves are. Sometimes I lay different things up on top of these so you can reach it, but all the books shelved in these cubbies are picture books. They're fiction stories, and they're bigger books like this. They're bigger, taller than a chapter book, and they're not as thick. This is one that's shelved in this area. This is one, this is one, this is one. So they look different than a chapter book. Now let's look what's on the spine. Is there an F like on the chapter books? Nope, that one has an E. Let's see about this one. Oh, that has an E. An E? An E? E, E, E. Anything that's in this area that is a picture book has an E on the spine. So you can read these for your AR challenge, but they would count as picture books. Now, you're maybe thinking, I love nonfiction. I want to read nonfiction. That is fabulous. They will count as picture books, though. Let me show you some here. Got some laying here. Here's some dog books. They do have an AR test because I see that yellow sticker with a dot. They have something else in the top row of their sticker, though. Nonfiction does. Nonfiction, do you see what it is? A number, a number, a number, a number, a number. We can tell these books are nonfiction because they have photographs and we can tell that they're going to give us real, true information. These are nonfiction. You can read these, but they do count as a picture book. Now, I sit some nonfiction on these shelves because they're lower. Nonfiction really is on these outside walls of the library, and that one has my big TV in front of it. But all these books here, and this is on the other side of the door, all of that is nonfiction. All of that is nonfiction. You can also use the signs in the library, directional signs, that says nonfiction. Basically, nonfiction is on all of the outside walls of the library. All of this is nonfiction. When we run out of this bookcase, we jump over to this outside wall. All of this is nonfiction. Lots and lots and lots of nonfiction with numbers on the spine. And then up against that wall, and we run out of walls, so it's on these two shelves here. Now let's look. I want to show you something on this board here that I've written down. Don't want to show it to you yet. I have to cover up one thing. Okay. So here's what we've just talked about. The two main types of books in a library are fiction and nonfiction. We looked at the two kinds of fiction. There's a chapter book fiction that has the F. And then the books in the middle of the library, the picture book fiction, has an E on the spine. Then I just told you that the nonfiction books have a number on the spine. But remember we talked about there's another special kind of nonfiction in the library. We've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks. Biography. The true story of a real person's life. We read about the man who walked between the towers, and we read about Martin Luther King Jr. They are nonfiction because they are real and true. I wanted to show you where they are in the library. They are on this last shelf. So here's where I am. I've walked away from my desk. I'm at this last diagonal bookcase. On this side of this bookcase are biographies, books all about people's lives, full of books about people's lives. Now, if you like biographies, this is the place to look for them. They have something different on the spine label on these books. Let me show you what it is. You can still tell if it's an AR book because of the sticker with the dot, but look what's on the top line of it. B. What do you think that B stands for? All the biographies have a B. If you guessed B for biography, you are exactly right. And this is what I had covered up here. So there's two labels that indicate fiction, an F and an E, and then there's two things that indicate nonfiction. Mostly nonfiction has a number on the spine, but the special kind of nonfiction called a biography has a B on the top row. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, but that's basically where to get books in the library. And this tied into two things, our lessons about biography and our AR challenge. You can read any of these for the AR challenge, any one of them. But things that will count for chapter books have an F. Okay. Which, let me tell you what that means. You may look at like a Henry and Mudge book. Let's look at this Henry and Mudge, or Annie and Snowball. If I open this up, and I look at the front, and it has chapters. Let's see if I can get there with one hand. Look at that. It has chapters, table of contents. But is this a fiction book? Will it count as a fiction because it has chapters? Will it count as a chapter book? No, because it has an E. For it to count as a chapter book, it has to have an F on the spine. But that's okay. You can just read a little bit more of these, and they're usually shorter anyway. So... okay, thank you for your time, and I hope you learned something. Happy reading, and keep working toward that AR goal.